Hey Cindy, how you going? Nathan's here. Hello, how you going? Did you have a good, wait, it's morning for you, isn't it? Did you have a good weekend? Mine was pretty quiet, but I did accumulate some new decks. I probably shouldn't have. I said I was gonna stop buying so many decks, but I got excited when I went to one of my favorite shops and she had all new stuff. So I got the Dream Song Oracle. I have the Mystic Islands Oracle. I've got the Moon Temple Oracle. So if you guys want one card free, let me know. Tell me if, oh, thank you, Summer Breeze. Tell me if there's a deck that appeals to you and I'll get you a message from that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. It's starting to really bother me because like Facebook is where it all started. And I used to get so many viewers on my lives and I would be able to reach people for readings that, you know, wouldn't normally have found me. And now I don't know what is going on with Facebook. Barely anyone gets notified. And I couldn't even get comments to work when I just tried to launch a live just now. So I think YouTube is now where it's at. Hey, Laurent. Yes. Thank you all for joining. So let's get started, guys. I even did my own, I made another Oracle deck on the weekend. So let's see if we can put it to use today. Hey, Alana, nice to see you. Hey, Lydia. Hey, Philomena. Yeah, it's really annoying. I don't even know what to do about it. It's not like Facebook is helpful. Like whenever I try to notify Facebook that there's a copycat account, I can't talk when Mercury is coming into retrograde. You know, I tell them and then they just don't want to know about it. So Danny's in the house. I've got 2 in line for a reading at the moment. I've got Nadine and I have Christina, but I'm not sure if they're here yet. Okay, so let's have a look. My favorite crystal shop. Well, it's actually not a crystal shop, although they do have some beautiful crystal jewelry pieces. And I also got this orgonite. It's a handmade orgonite. What would you call it? I don't know. Who knows about orgonite? It's a mixture of materials. It's got crystals in it. It's got copper. And you can use anything really that you want. This one's got lavender and rose and all sorts of kind of herbs in it. Look up orgonite. It's supposed to be really potent when it comes to crystal healing. Something about the materials that they use and the combination. We won't go into it tonight because I don't know enough about it, but apparently if you've got crystals around orgonite, it kind of acts as a bit of an amplifier. So I'm glad it's not just me though, Nathan. So let's have a look. Do we have Christina and do we have Nadine? Because I have paid for readings. If they're not here yet, guys, it's just comment and I will just pluck people for free cards, okay? And tell me if there's a particular deck that you would like me to use for you. Christina's here, awesome. Okay. Let's have a look. I want to say you should copy the outdated plan and then as part of the information pack. So have the outdated plan, a copy of it, and then I want you to have a new version of it and have a cover letter saying, you know, Tommy's circumstances or Tommy's health has changed since this plan, and I don't know how to update records, so I'm attaching this updated plan in the hopes that we could like submit this for future use. Thanks, Danny. Does that make sense to you? Let me just see what your advice is. I'm going to use this deck. I mean, because of Mercury retrograde, we've really got to go above and beyond to avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications, okay? Because as we know, Mercury is the planet of communication and technology, and when it's moving in a backward motion in the sky, things go a little bit haywire, okay? Let me see. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Christina need to see regarding Tommy's submission? I don't see any problems. You've got a card that says Spirit will always reveal what needs to be revealed and do what needs to be done. So if you just take the necessary precautions, and as I said, attach a copy of his previous outdated plan and explain why you would like to do a new one, everything's going to be taken care of. I'm getting a sore throat. I don't know if this is Tommy that I'm picking up on or if I'm picking up on you. You're being asked to trust the timing of the universe. Don't obsess. Be patient and allow things to unfold. I'm pretty sure every time I read for you, Christina, that message comes through. What else do we have? Yeah, there is a suggestion here that you do need to make the necessary changes. But as I said, just take the precautions so it doesn't look dodgy or it doesn't look questionable, or it doesn't appear like you are trying to buck the system. But Spirit doesn't want you to be anxious about this. You've got a card that says it's time to shed anxiety. You've outgrown it. Everyone experiences times of feeling weak or vulnerable or angry or frustrated, but remember that you can transmute undesirable energy. Healing is happening, okay? I just want to get one more card from this deck. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Christina need to see regarding this application? What does Christina need to see regarding this application? All right, here we go. Yeah, there's a card that says change your strategy. So there is a need to change the healthcare plan. So do what you need to do to make that happen. But it's looking positive. You have a card that says you're being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. And you may be anxious to figure out how everything must happen and when, but there's a need to relax and trust the process. So the same messages are coming through, but it does look good, okay? Let's see. Mark is here. Hey, Mark, hang around and I want to use my new decks on you, okay? Isabelle's from Italy. Oh my God, my favorite place in the world. Okay, bear with me, guys. Maria's here. I've got people from all over the world. I love this. So we have Maria from Portugal. We have, is it Isabelle or Isabella from Italy? Isabelle from Italy. Mark is, where are you from, Mark? Is it, I always get your location in America confused. There's two places that I don't want to insult you. Is it Idaho, or I think I get Ohio and Idaho mixed up. Oh, don't laugh at me. Utah. Oh my gosh, Utah is where the Mormon wives are from. Is that correct? Now I'm really sounding a bit silly. You would not be able to tell that I've been to the US a number of times. Thank you, Isabelle. Let's have a look. We have Nadine. Nadine has made payment for a reading, but I don't know if Nadine is here. So let me just double check. And we also have Danny, who has paid for a reading. So for those of you wanting a free message, if you want to just hang in there, I have to prioritize the people that have paid and are waiting in line. So, and now PayPal's just logged me out. So just bear with me, guys. I'm really going to be affected by this Mercury retrograde because I have felt it before it's even started for a number of days now. So that should be fun. Okay, so we've got Danny, Cindy, and Alana waiting for readings. But I just want to give Nadine a quick shout out again. I don't think Nadine's here. So I'm going to do Danny. Danny says, will my friend get bail next week? If so, what day? Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to ask the tarot this one first, and then we're going to see timing. Angels and Spirit, please show me when will Danny's friend get bail next week? Will Danny's friend get bail? Got 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups can be a confusing type of energy. It's like, I wouldn't say anything is set in stone. Let's put it that way. I've got 7 of Wands. So this is defensiveness. It could be he needs to jump through some kind of hoop, or he needs to satisfy some kind of condition before they grant bail, is what it looks like to me. Angels and Spirit, interesting. I just realized it's the 7th of the 7th. So it's a bit of a portal today. Yeah, I do feel like he'll get bail. I'll tell you why. We've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse position. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, we know the 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior, and he usually stands behind 9 rods, and it kind of look like bars. So when the 9 of Wands come out in the reverse position, it's like the bars have come down. So definitely he will get bail. And I also have the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So whatever condition he needs to satisfy, I do feel like that will be done. As for timing, let me see. I will do my best to get timing. Angels and Spirit, please show me. Show me as close as possible, when will Danny's friend be granted bail? Okay, I feel like it's going to be like in actually 1 week from now, because I keep seeing 7, all right? Yes, it's the 7th of the 7th, but we got the 7 of Cups. We also got the 7 of Wands. And yes, we got the 9 of Wands and we got the 9 of Cups as well. But they've given me September, and September, there's something about 9 and 7. Yes, September is the 9th month, but I saw my sister's birthday, which is the 7th of the 9th. So there's something about, I feel like it could be 7 days from now. The other alternative could be he satisfies the condition on the Monday and the decision is made and he is released on bail by 9 days from now, which would be Wednesday. That's what I'm going to predict. Let me know, Danny. I know you will. I know you will message me and confirm or validate what I've said. Thanks, Alana. Does that make sense? You're welcome. So we've got Cindy next, unless Nadine has come in. I don't think Nadine is here. She'll message me. Before I go to Cindy, I just want to get a message for Isabelle. I'm going to use my new deck that I made on the weekend, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up for Isabelle. What's coming up for Isabelle, please? Now, Isabelle, I'm getting heart problems. I don't know if this is someone who's passed over from something like a heart attack, or maybe you have like a hereditary condition affecting the heart, but I'm getting pain in the heart. Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up for Isabelle. What's coming up for Isabelle, please? Okay, they're encouraging you to seek support of some kind. I don't know if this is that you need financial assistance to help you get back on your feet, or whether you need to speak to someone about what's going on for you. The point is, don't feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. There is assistance available, okay, for you. You've got something from your past is about to re-emerge. So again, Mercury retrograde is famous for that. So something from your past is re-emerging for you, maybe to heal it once and for all. Maybe it's a lesson that you're yet to learn. It could be a person. And I do see a new work opportunity on the horizon for you, okay? Let me see. Cindy's question. I love reading, timing, and anything that pops up. Let's see what your current energies are in love, Cindy. Ooh, the Magician. This is a really important time for you to focus on what it is that you want, Cindy. Maybe you need to sit down and do some, I don't want to say affirmations. I want to say almost like a vision board. Use your imagination, imagine the type of relationship that you want, and focus on it in a determined type of way, you know, believe that it's possible for you. That's the Magician, the need to focus on what it is that you want. It's the law of attraction, okay? But it's a positive card. It means that you can bring forth everything that you desire in love, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what's going on for Cindy when it comes to love. What does Cindy need to see, please? What is going on? I hate to think what kind of havoc my little puppy is doing out there, creating out there, because I can hear her, I just can't see her. Okay, we've got the Star and the Hermit. This is interesting. This is like wish upon a star. Again, this is manifesting. You do have wish fulfillment here. So I feel like the stars are aligning for you. Now they are drawing me to the dragonfly, which is about change. It's positive change on the horizon for you. You are entering into a new season of love, and it could have something to do with Virgo. Virgo season could be important because the Hermit is here. But what I feel like, you're going through changes within yourself, and so this is why it's so important for you to imagine the perfect relationship, because I feel like your perfect relationship now is going to be different from what you thought would be great for you like 2 years ago. I feel like you've gone through some kind of a spiritual awakening, and so it's necessary for you to kind of adjust your vision for what you want, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up. What's coming up for Cindy when it comes to love? What is coming up for Cindy? What's coming up for Cindy when it comes to love, please, Spirit? It's also important for you to, there's the Magician again. It's important for you to do things differently than what you've done in the past, because what you've done isn't working. It's not going to work. Don't be afraid of changing up your strategy. Now, interesting that the Magician represents Gemini and Virgo. So you've got strong Virgo energy coming in, and I do feel like it could be a reference to Virgo season, which starts at the end of August. It could be that a Virgo is coming in for you as well. Yeah, King of Swords. King of Swords is, for me, yes, it's air signs, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, and you did get the Star card, which represents Aquarius. But for me, the King of Swords can represent Virgo as well, because Virgos are very, very analytical, and they tend to overthink and be up in their head. So it's very much a cerebral energy. So you've got someone who's a bit of a thinker coming in, someone who, although they're a Virgo, I feel like they very much could be a Virgo. And Virgos would be, grounded energy, quite sensible characters. They have a lot of common sense, and they are perfectionistic. Sometimes they come across as a little bit critical. This person is definitely going to be smart, and they might come across as a bit of an air sign, okay? Not as sociable as air signs, I find Virgo men. So angels and spirit. But again, the King of Swords is the strategist. So there's a message here about you needing to change up your strategy, okay? So that brings me to this deck. Let's see. What does Cindy need to know regarding love? Oh, happy birthday. Okay, what does Cindy need to see regarding love? What is Cindy's message? What does Cindy need to see regarding love, please? What does Cindy need to see? Oh, I thought it might be your dad, Isabelle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But he just wanted to come in and say hello. Okay, Cindy. Angels and spirit, please show me, what does Cindy need to see? Sorry, I know this is a big shuffle, but I'm just channeling your energy, okay? It's not that I love shuffling, no. Okay. They're saying don't try so hard. You've got a card that says stop pushing so that you can allow for what you want to take place. A treasured desire will be realized if you're willing to persist in your search. So don't just kind of be selective. Don't just allow the first person that comes along and shows interest in you to kind of take up your time and energy. Don't settle, okay? Because Spirit is saying, if you're willing to persevere in your search, it'll be worth the considerable effort that you've had to invest in manifesting your path. A phase change is coming in your life journey. Didn't I just say you've got a change in love? Like a season has come to an end, and there's a new love season coming, okay? Again, this is the need to stick to your vision. Claim your right to live your life as you choose, and don't lose hope when faced with obstacles or opposition. Stay determined. Okay? That's the advice, because I feel like you are feeling a little bit fatigued. You are feeling a little bit battle weary. Maybe you've tried and tried again, and that's why the advice is to stop trying so hard, right? And be honest with yourself, because this card says at some point you have to be real with yourself about the gap between the life that you want to live and the life that your daily habits are leading you towards. This is why they're asking you to change your strategy. Okay, so apart from Virgo season, let's see if I can pinpoint any other timing. Angels and spirit, please show me. When can Cindy expect to meet someone in love that has relationship potential? When can Cindy expect to meet a serious contender? They're saying give it time. What is the timing that Cindy needs to see? What is the timing? Yeah, they keep saying it's worth the time. It'll be worth the wait. Show me, what is the timing for Cindy meeting someone? Okay, here we go. Okay, I am getting Virgo energy, but I'm also getting July. So you may meet someone quite imminently. Whether or not that person is the person that you want to move forward with, I can't predict. It's up to you. But October is coming out. So it could be that you encounter someone in September in Virgo season, and then something starts to develop. Okay. But they're not giving me decisive timing, and I feel like that's because it's going to be up to you. Okay. You are welcome, Isabelle. I knew that I needed to do a reading for you before I proceeded with the paid readings, because I feel like your dad really wanted me to read you. Okay, so the next person in line is Alana. Hi, Alana. Let me see what your question is. And then we have Annette, and we've got Eva. Okay. And I don't know if Nadine is here. I have to shout out to Nadine again because she paid quite a few hours ago, but I don't know if she's found me on YouTube. Okay. So just waiting for Alana's question, and then Annette, if you want to post your question. Thanks, Isabelle. And then I can get straight on to yours as soon as I've finished Alana's. I think Alana wants a love reading. Let me just scroll and see if she's already posted. I wanted to do a card for... Oh, okay, Annette, got you. Thank you so much. I wanted to do a card for Mark. Which deck? I'm going to use this deck, Mark, the Mystic Islands Oracle. Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the guidance for Mark. Everyone should go and follow Mark. Find him in the comments. He's got a channel called Mark's Helpful Readings. He often reads for me, and he is very helpful. And I recommend Mark, but I don't know if he primarily does readings on YouTube. I think it's mostly TikTok. Am I right, Mark? You've got reclamation. Interesting. So let's see what this says. It says, you may feel as though you've been treated unjustly. However, this is just a small hurdle in your magnificent journey. You've stood your ground, and now your faith is being tested. There will always be consequences to your actions, whether you deserve it or not, but don't allow the actions of others to bring you down. They're asking you to hold your head up high. You may think that your path has veered away from where you would like to be, but you are exactly where you need to be. Interesting. Okay. Alana, I don't know if Alana's still here. Okay, I might yes, definitely, Nathan. I'm just going to give Alana one more opportunity to comment her question, and if she's not here, I might move on to Annette. So I think in our last reading, didn't it say you were going to be doing something that you used to do, Nathan? Correct me if I'm wrong. I just recall that. Let me just pull a card from this deck. Hey, is it Solly? Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Nathan need to see regarding work? What does Nathan need to see regarding work? What does Nathan need to see regarding work, please? You've got make friends with change. Change is never painful. Only the resistance to change is painful. Yeah, remember how what's happened to you recently was coming through as a blessing in disguise, even though it was a betrayal. Think of that person as having done you a favor, because it was time for change. And we did see that in your reading. There is a need for you to allow for things to take place. And you've got a card that says a blessing of some sort needs to manifest. And it may be a new level of professional recognition or respect. To be able to receive it, some form of toxic negativity needs to be conquered. Yeah, this is about you finding your purpose. And you've got all cards that have come up in Scorpio readings recently. Like you've got this one here, which I won't repeat because it's a long ass quote. And I know you've already heard it in the Scorpio readings, but it's about the difference between an activity and your purpose, the difference between an activity and your mission, the difference between an activity and your goal. So it's about focusing your mind on the bigger picture and what you really want to leave as your legacy. Okay, but I know you want to kind of hit the ground running, but there's cards here indicating that it is time to rest in the void and allow for a new way to emerge. So there's an opportunity on the horizon. It just hasn't made itself known just yet. You need to just allow it to come, because it's not wise to try to build a foundation on shifting ground. There's a need to be patient and trust that you will know when it's time to act. Okay? But they're doubling down on this. They're saying the death of something was actually needed in order to get to where you want to go. Something that no longer served your expansion came to an end, and you need to let it come to an end in order to move forward. So I like all these cards. I hope that was helpful. Alana says, what's in store for me in the next 6 months? Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to use my new deck that I made on the weekend. Okay. All right, Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Alana need to see? What's coming up for Alana over the next 6 months? Show me what's coming up for Alana. What are you doing? What are you doing? You better be good. Please get in your bed. That would be really good. Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up for Alana. What's coming up for Alana, please? Yeah, you've got new beginnings on the horizon. They're wanting you to put some money aside because extra expenses are coming. This is about the need for you to make important decisions over the next 6 months. Decisions are highlighted. So yes, you've got new beginnings, but you're going to be at a crossroads in a few different aspects of your life. There's a need for you to be discerning as well. Trust your intuition when it comes to making these decisions, because you do have a card that says, be wary of deception. And this isn't asking you to panic, obviously. Spirit never wants us to panic or be led by fear. They're saying invoke divine protection, but practice discernment. So, okay, that leads me to this deck. I think I know what they're trying to get at, but I don't want to say it wrong. So just bear with me while I shuffle this deck quickly. Then we're going to ask the tarot what's coming up over the next 6 months. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Alana need to see? And don't make decisions based on other people's preferences, okay? Really be very, very clear about what you want. What's going to make you happy? Some women make the mistake because they want to settle down and they want to have a family and they want to get married. They end up kind of submitting to what their partner wants to do. So I did it. I was guilty of it. So I took a job, this is many years ago. I took a job that I knew was, I don't want to say beneath me, but it was like I was way overqualified for it. It didn't challenge me. It wasn't paying near as much as I could have been earning. But I took it because I was so caught up in just wanting to get married to this guy who I was engaged to. And we had just bought a house, and basically he was making me small, but it wasn't his fault. I was part of the problem. Just that relationship wasn't right. But I wish I didn't make decisions like my career decisions based on my relationship. You know, I really over prioritized it. So I don't know if that's what you need to be conscious of, but yeah, they're saying you must know exactly what it is that you want and be willing to ask for it, and then know exactly what you're willing to do if you do not get it. So for example, let's say you really want to take the next step in your relationship. Let's say you really just want to move in together, you want to get engaged, and you want to have children. If your partner is starting to give you clues that that's not the path that he wants to travel down, or he's in no hurry to go down that path, you really need to evaluate your decisions, your decision staying in that relationship. That's what this card is all about. You must know exactly what it is that you want and be willing to ask for it, and then know exactly what you're willing to do if you don't get it. This is not so much like oh my God, she's got the zoomies. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear my puppy in the background. I should have put her in her pen, and I might need to put her in her pen in a minute. Sorry, she distracted me. What was I saying? This is not about making ultimatums. Okay, ultimatums rarely work. They rarely get you the outcome that you want, because you actually want people to voluntarily be on the same page as you. You don't want to have to put your foot down and go, this is what I want, and if you can't give it to me, I'm walking away. It's got to be like a mutual wanting, right? So I hope I'm making sense. But they're saying everything's going to go your way in the long term, but don't make decisions based off immediate gratification, because it's going to be less satisfying than the grander scheme that's unfolding in your life. Exactly. Yes, this card says be on your toes and watch the thin line between a good sales pitch and a trap, because people may not take you as seriously as you wish. Be discerning. I can't make this up. Be discerning and trust your intuition. So just be careful if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're being led down the garden path. Maybe he's just telling you things to make you think that yes, everything's fine and yet we're moving in the right direction, but maybe it's just to avoid that conversation where you get to the bottom of, are we actually wanting the same thing, or is this just convenient for you? And I'm not saying that this is exactly what's happening. I'm just saying, have your wits about you, trust your intuition. If something feels a little bit off, then it is. Okay, so let me just see what the tarot says about what you can expect over the coming 6 months. Angels and Spirit, please show me. What can Alana expect over the coming 6 months? What can Alana expect over the coming 6 months, please? What can Alana expect over the coming 6 months? Got the Nine of Pentacles. This is about the need to make decisions based on what you want, not what other people say that you should want. Nine of Pentacles is doing well financially, but it is an independent card. The Nine of Pentacles is usually striking out on your own, or, you know, deciding that maybe a relationship isn't for you. And you do have the Hermit as well. So there's something about going solo here. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that there's going to be a breakup, but if you want to move, or if you want to buy a home, or if you want to invest and your partner doesn't, then why don't you just do it yourself? But there's something about not being able to agree, not being able to reach an agreement or a compromise, because the Three of Pentacles has come out in the reverse position. We also have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So be careful, because as that card said to you, put some money aside. There's going to be extra expenses, and don't invest in things that aren't a sure thing. That includes relationships, that includes, you know, where you put your money. Don't take unnecessary risks when it comes to money. Page of Pentacles in the reverse position, okay? So don't move forward on anything if your heart's not in it, or if your intuition is telling you something is off. Because the Queen of Cups, aside from the High Priestess, is the most intuitive card in the deck, right? Or the most intuitive character in the tarot. When she's in the reverse position, maybe she's not trusting her intuition as much as she should. And notice that out of all of the court cards, so the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, the Queen is the only one with a lid. And what that is saying is she's discerning about who she gives her heart away to. All right, so again, there's that message of the need to be discerning. And it came out next to the Six of Swords in the reverse. Don't move forward with anything if you're not sure about it, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Do we have Annette? Thank you, Blue Eyes. Hey, Jamie. Okay. All right, we've got it's Natasha. All right, so I just need Natasha's question. I'm just scrolling back to see if you've already posted it. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for Natasha to post her question. I didn't see a move back home, okay, because that Six of Swords came out in the reverse position. And the Six of Swords is that card about moving overseas. It's a card about passage, and it came out in the reverse. So I would say no. So let's have a look at Natasha's question. So we have a full moon coming up, I believe. It's on the 11th of July, I think. So I've got the Moon Temple Oracle here if anyone wants a 1-card free. But we've got Natasha, and we've got Eva waiting for reading. So it's a little far back. Any good news coming? Okay, let's have a look. All right, let's see what's coming up for you. What's coming up for Natasha, please? What's coming up for Natasha? Ooh, okay. Have you thought about starting your own business? You do have a new work opportunity just around the corner, and what Spirit is saying is don't put things off now because your life is about to speed up and you may not have time to take care of things later. So don't procrastinate when it comes to getting your life in order or doing things that maybe you've been putting off. It's time to have everything in order right now because life is about to speed up, as I was saying. But there's something here about a business idea that you should act upon because it's divinely inspired and it will bring great rewards, okay? They're saying move your body or make some changes to your daily routine to lift stagnant energy in your life. Yeah, you've got new beginnings, but there's a need to put some money aside as well, okay? You've got important news coming up and legal matters. Now, this could be in relation to contracts, business, like career contracts coming up, but it could also be other things as well that come in as a result of these new beginnings. So I don't know if you're thinking about moving or you've got date with destiny, a fortuitous encounter or important meeting is about to take place. So you'll be at the right place at the right time. This is good. Let's see what else we can get for you. I'm going to use the tarot. What's coming up for Natasha, please? What's coming up for Natasha? Coming up for Natasha, please. I feel like you're carrying a lot of responsibilities, or there's daily routines that don't serve you anymore, okay? At the bottom of the deck, the 10 of Wands is saying there's a need to release anything that's kind of holding you back, anything that feels heavy. This could be you taking on other people's responsibilities. This could be you trying to just cram in too many things and there's not enough hours in the day. So there's a need to be more conscious of where you're expending your energy. Maybe you need to conserve it a little bit. I definitely see career advancement. You've got the star next to the Chariot, so it feels like you are taking big leaps forward in your life, and there's a need to focus on your dreams, okay? I don't know if you're thinking about travel as well. Maybe you've had a desire to travel but you've been putting it off. I don't know, because we've got the Fool in the reverse, and that's saying that maybe you've put off something. You've been afraid to take a leap of faith. And the 7 of Swords is here, which is avoidance. So something has caused you to be overly cautious or hesitant. But there's a need to free yourself of any fears or anything that has held you back, as I said to you before. It does look like travel is here. It's interesting that it didn't come up in the Oracle deck though. There's definitely new beginnings on the horizon. You've got 2 aces, actually got 3 aces, but the Ace of Pentacles came out in the reverse position. And I feel like this has something to do with your love life. Be careful of men who promise you the world but deliver nothing, okay? Because I'm seeing the King of Pentacles in the reverse next to the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you've had trouble getting relationships off the ground, or maybe you notice you attract men who don't put their money where their mouth is. Maybe they give you false promises and plans never really materialize. They're asking you to trust your intuition moving forward. You've learnt some valuable lessons there, i.e. don't give them the time of day unless they show you that they're wanting to get to know you on a deeper level. Don't listen to what they say, listen to what they do, okay? So you do have some new beginnings on the horizon, and as you are going to have to juggle, there's a need to definitely let go of things that you've outgrown, because you're not going to have space for them, energetic space for certain activities anymore, okay? Okay. They're saying don't overthink past connections that didn't end as you would have liked them to, okay? You've got the 8 of Swords next to the Death card, and it's coming in around the 2 of Cups. So I know that they're talking about relationships. Men who, or love prospects who have you in your head, second guessing everything, overthinking conversations and replaying past events all the time, it's not worth your energy, okay? So release yourself from the burden of trying to piece the puzzle together. Any person that's worth your time and energy when it comes to love isn't going to have you overthinking everything, okay? So they're wanting you to put that to rest, okay? Put the past to rest. Don't try and revive old connections, even if only in your head, So, let me just see what this deck says for you. Hey, Dwight. All right, let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Natasha need to see? What is Natasha's guidance? What's Natasha's? Yeah, they're wanting you to break free of old patterns and habits. They're saying things that feel familiar feel safe to us, even if they're no good. Even, if they don't make us happy, they feel predictable and controllable, and so we tend to gravitate towards them. However, this leads to a life of limitation, and this is what I was talking about. Anything that makes you feel stuck, or anything that is restricting you or making you overthink, it's not worth your time. So they're saying get out of your comfort zone and be willing to experience initial discomfort for the sake of your own expansion. And that's doubly true because you had the Fool in the reverse. So there are things stopping you from taking big leaps forward in your life, and you need to release them. They're saying assume full responsibility for yourself and your life path, okay, so that you can fulfill your divine potential. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, so we have Eva who wants a love reading. Can I get Eva to message me so I know that you're here? Thank you for your patience. Is Eva here? Let me just see. Awesome. Okay, love and career. Okay, let's see if I can squeeze in the two. We'll see what spirit wants to bring through. Which deck do I want to start with for you? Let's see what's going on for you in love using the tarot first. You're welcome. All right, Eva, let's see what's going on for Eva in love, please. What's going on for Eva in love? Got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Whenever I see the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, when it comes to love, it's about the need for you to stop trying to make it work with someone who has nothing to offer you. And I don't mean financially, you know, I'm talking about someone who doesn't have their shit together, someone who's just simply not able to offer you the type of relationship that you desire for yourself. They're not able to give you the time, whether they're involved with someone else or whether their life is a mess. It doesn't really matter. The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is someone that has absolutely zero to offer you because they're not on the same page or they're not looking for what you're looking for. So next to the Nine of Wands in the reverse, they're saying give up. Hi, Irene, give up on this person who can't step up to the plate for whatever reason, okay? So I do feel like this person is holding you back, or you are holding on to this person who is unable to offer you the relationship that you want. That's the Hanged Man, okay? Angels and Spirit, please show me what is Eva's advice when it comes to love. What is Eva's advice? Got the Tower in the reverse. It's almost like you're not letting something come apart, like, you know, that needs to come to an end. You're the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you need to know your worth. I feel like you need to only invest in people who deserve your love, right? There's a lot that you have to bring to the table. Page of Wands in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse is someone who's lost interest or isn't giving you the time of day. I always see the Page of Wands as a little bit fickle, you know. They might come in heavy and hot and heavy and give you a lot of attention to begin with, but whenever the Page of Wands comes out in the reverse position, it's like you've lost their attention and they're off trying to woo something or someone else. Thanks, Nathan. See you later. So I feel like this person might get a lot of attention from other people because we've got the Six of Wands here. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So someone who's dropped the ball, or a connection that isn't, you know, getting off the ground, someone who gives you false promises, that kind of thing. And it's also saying stop trying to plant a seed if there's no fruit that can come of it. Hey T, oh my gosh, congratulations. Oh, that's so amazing. Thank you so much for the update. Let me have a look at your advice using a different deck, okay? So we've seen what the tarot has had to say about your love life. Now let's have a look at this oracle deck. Angels and Spirit, please show me. What does Eva need to see when it comes to love? What does Eva need to see when it comes to love, please, Spirit? Hey Nadine. All right. Healing will occur when you take responsibility and expand your perspective to include how you may have impacted others. So sometimes it's really easy to get into that victim mentality because people can be really thoughtless and people can really hurt you and trigger you, and all of your, triggers come up to the surface, but they're actually doing you a favor because that allows wounds that we haven't healed from the past to come up to the surface for healing and release. But you kind of need to think about how you could have avoided this situation in the first place as well. So this is about, taking a bit of the accountability as well. You've got a card that says, do they really respect you? You can tell by the way they treat your ideas, emotions, and dreams. Respect means that you give the other person the freedom to be an individual. So I definitely feel like you were involved with someone who just wasn't capable of either respecting you or respecting a love interest generally. Maybe they had trouble respecting the opposite sex. But they certainly didn't give you the credibility, or they didn't give you the credibility that you deserved, or the validation. They just were limited in terms of their ability to give you the relationship that you're wanting. So I feel like it became a bit of a lost cause, to be honest. And you've got a card that says, you may have believed that you had to stay in the painful hole of hurt caused by the loss of a loved one. This relationship really scarred you, but they're wanting you to make a conscious effort and choice to cover the hole and move on, okay? Because you deserve to be loved, and you don't have to keep, flogging a dead horse. I hate that saying, I'm sorry to use it, but I feel like it became really unhealthy with this person. You have a card that says a successful relationship is one that communicates rather than controls by anger. Pain, therefore, becomes a vehicle for communication, which provides a much bigger reward than anger. It's like the two of you weren't speaking the same language, and maybe there was a lot of tit for tat because there was hurt, and the two of you didn't know how to get your needs met within the relationship. So it just wasn't meant to be, and that's why they're saying you should stop obsessing over it or overthinking it and just cover the hole of hurt and move on, because you deserve happiness, as I have said to you. I'm just going to pull a career card for you, okay? Let's see, what does Eva need to see regarding career? I feel like you're going to be looking back on that relationship in the near future, and you'll realize, what the hell was I wishing and hoping that would work out for? That's what I'm getting. I'm just going to have to there we go. Hey Andrea, it's $15. Okay, so let me just go back to sorry, Eva, there you are. I feel like you you have a passion or an interest, and if you apply yourself to learning about it, just like I taught myself the tarot, right? It took a while, but then all of a sudden it was like I woke up one day and I just knew how to read tarot. It's like the penny just dropped, and I was able to do readings quite easily because I was passionate about it. I feel like you're passionate about something, but you just have to polish up on your skills and maybe master the craft. And then, you know, the sky is the limit. I feel like that's what they're bringing through. So you've got the Brilliance card. It says you'll discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind and following your own inspiration. Your ideas will bring recognition. And look, again, this card has come out education. You just need to learn more about it, polish up on your skills, play and experiment. I feel like you have good, strong people skills as well. So whatever you choose to do, they will take you far. Your people skills, your communication skills. I hope that was helpful. Elsie's, I love that name. My grandmother, who I wasn't able to meet unfortunately, but I know she's around me all the time, her name was Elsie. So let's see. You're welcome, Eva. I'm sorry that, you know, the first part was a little bit negative because obviously we're talking about a person that you had very strong feelings for, and maybe you held on for a long time hoping that things would improve, but I just don't think that I think it's a dead end. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to do a few more one card readings. So if you've got a question, or you just want a general message, Laura, that's okay. But I just love your YouTube handle anyway. If you want a one card reading, let me know, guys, because I'm going to wrap it up soon. And if you're wanting a paid reading, now is the time to make payment. So I'm just going to give like a last call. And for those of you who just want one card, okay, Irene, you want a general read? Okay, we're going to use, yeah, let me know what you're wanting me to use. A love deck, a money deck, general deck. Okay. Let's see, what does Spirit have for Irene? Angels and Spirit, please show me what is the guidance for Irene. What does Irene most need to see right now? What does Irene most need to see? You're going in your pen in a minute if you can't relax. Giving me anxiety. I think I give my puppy too much freedom, to be honest. Angels and Spirit, please show me what does Irene most need to see right now? What does Irene most need to see? Right, here we go. Okay. There's a bit of confusion around you at the moment, Irene, but they're saying clarity is coming. But I feel like you need to be still for a moment. Sometimes we're programmed to go through life in a frenzied way. Like we're programmed to move at such a pace because we've got to be here and we've got to be there and we have to accomplish this and we have to do that. But they're saying when you're still, you'll find the vibration of trust and be guided to find a higher perspective instead of frantically chasing after things. What you're seeking will only come to you when you're in a state of surrender and aligned to your heart, because the heart draws in what you need. So stop doing things that you don't like in order to get what you want. For example, staying in a job that you hate in order to get money, because there's no way to have a happy life if you're spending so much time doing things that you don't want to do. You have other options. So they're asking you to release excess. They're asking you to go through a bit of a cleanse, a bit of a spring clean when it comes to your life generally. What needs to be disposed of, moved, or changed? Now that applies to things like beliefs, as well as daily habits and routines and relationships. So it's a bit of a catch-all. What needs to be disposed of, moved, or changed? Your courage to clear away the old will signal that you're ready for the next step to be revealed. Okay? So I hope that was helpful. All right, Nadine wants a love message. I think you already know the answer. You don't love him, so I just don't know what benefit would come from you meeting up with him face to face, because it would send the message that you're interested in giving it another go. You're welcome, Irene. Let me see. Angels and Spirit, what is the guidance for Nadine? They're saying you've become swept up in thinking things through and stuck in the logic of the decision-making process. Just choose based on what you're feeling right now and don't worry about how it will all work out. And they're saying that you may have closed your heart to protect yourself. Open your heart, because love can't get in or out as long as you're holding on to grievances, expectations, or demands. Okay. Who was this? Laurent. One card. Will things go my way with Basil's help? Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what the tarot cards say. We've got the Devil in the reverse. I feel like you need to release yourself from one-sided bargains, or because look, the Devil, I'm getting with this card, deal with the devil. You know, don't make agreements that you will later regret, okay? Because you do have the card about regret next to the Devil in the reverse. Don't make agreements that you will later regret. The Two of Pentacles is important, and this flew out of the deck as well, because this is one of my cards about negotiation. You know, it's like back and forth. It's striking an agreement, coming to an arrangement. Don't make an agreement that you will later regret. I feel like that's your advice. Don't overcommit yourself. Don't sell yourself short. They're the types of examples I can give you. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. I do, is it Laura? Sorry, I forgot your actual name. I do full readings. I do a 15-minute reading personal video that's suitable for like maybe 2 or 3 questions, but as long as they're related to the same subject. So for example, 15-minute readings wouldn't be good if you want to know a bit about health, career, and love. It would be good if you just had like maybe 2 or 3 questions about a love situation or a career situation. And then I do a 30-minute reading that sometimes goes up to 40 minutes, depending on, you know, how complicated the situation is, and I don't limit questions, okay? We're only limited by time. So the 15-minute or the 30-minute personal reading, and usually, yeah, you've got my email address in the description box of my other videos on my channel. I'm glad it makes sense. Do you want a card, Laura? Let me know, because I've got new decks that I want to play with that I haven't really played with tonight. I've got the Mystic Islands Oracle. That's this one. I have the Dream Song Oracle. I've got the Moon Temple Oracle. And I've got the deck that I made myself on the weekend to see if you want to see what's coming up for you. Let's just see what's coming up. Let's do that. All right, let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me what's coming up for Laura. What's on the horizon for Laura, please? She's finally asleep on her bed next to me. Thank you, Laurent. Okay. I know I don't say it right. I don't like my French accent, so apologies for saying it in my ugly Australian accent. What's coming up for Laura, please, Spirit? Ooh, I feel like a promotion or a new work opportunity that offers more money is coming in. And I also see a relationship is about to be healed or a conflict resolved, but forgiveness is necessary. So whether that's you needing to right a wrong, or whether someone is coming in to apologize, or whether it's you just need to forgive even if they're not sorry. There's forgiveness that's necessary, but I do see a relationship being healed, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. I'm going to end it now. I'll be back again probably later this week, so hope to see you again soon. Bye.